Hello, and welcome to Escape Artists Breached. This is where we begin, safe in a place of vice and virtue. Do you hear that ticking? The grinding of gears, perhaps? We start all of our journeys in a place like this. My place. There it is again, grinding closer. I am Grace Garnett, owner and madam of the Pearl Summit Brothel Parlor House. You just walked in, didn't you? Tick, tick, tick. We deal in more than rough trade here. We also deal in secrets and the treasures that lie in the wastes beyond the safety of our bustling Copper Trail outpost. The very same wastes where my newest chapter of Breachers seeks our biggest score yet, their most important mission. Now, before we check in with them, I must warn you. Come closer. Tick, tick, darlings. The corruption is inside the walls. There is dust in your mouths, and it tastes like iron. It's distinctly metallic, and you four run. One of you shoots a blaster, bullet singes past cheeks and ears and whizzes into a cloud of dust behind you. As a unit, you, the Diamond Chapter of Breachers from the Pearl Summit Parlor House, flees from something. Do you know what you're running from?
No.
Not yet.
No. Let's go back a bit. Gardenia.
Hi.
Hello, darling. Why are you here? Why do you want to be here? What is a lovely girl like you doing in the wastelands of the New West?
Charmer. I'm just here to help my friends, make sure nobody gets hurt. You know, everyone needs someone to keep a team together. And I might not be able to punch, but I can force people to be friends.
That's fascinating. And you work for Madam Grace, don't you? One of her parlor girls?
Yeah, that's a good term. We prefer that.
Is the smuggling ring not lucrative enough for you? Why do you work two jobs?
Well, darling, haven't you ever just wanted to make someone smile?
Interesting answer. Sure you're not hiding anything else? There's no other reason?
None at all, ma'am.
And what is your favorite part about working there?
You get to know people. They tell you things they wouldn't normally tell you, and then you get to keep it right here, where no one else gets it.
Now, off to your right, you can see Argo. She kicks up even more dust as she runs, and it kind of coats her already very dirty skin. Argo, you're Grace's little favorite, who's just not so little anymore. And you currently have the condition guilty, am I wrong?
You're correct.
Where does that sit?
Right in here.
And just that pressure right there.
What does it feel like? What does it remind you of?
It reminds me of things that I've done that I probably shouldn't have. It reminds me of a place I don't really want to go back to. It reminds me of it's a pressure. It's constantly there.
And you're all in with this group, right?
I'm all in.
Following in your parents' footsteps. Is that right?
Well, maybe a little bit, but
And you can hear a blaster going off, and even though you can't see him, you know that he's there. Locklear, you have a lot of guns. Do they protect you? Do you want them to?
All they need to do is show me what death should be. And that is all a gun is for.
You have a very interesting arm I see there. Is it a weapon? Yes, that's the one I was referring to.
This is who I am. And that is all I ever will be.
What an interesting answer, and yet we still haven't heard from one of you. Atlas, when Grace came and told you that she had an extremely important mission for your chapter, she said, and I quote, "Failure is not an option." Was she addressing the group or just you?
In my heart, I feel like it was directed at me. My job is to protect these people where I've already been.
And will you bear the brunt of their failure?
I will take whatever is necessary.
Grace has sent you all into these ruins, into this wasteland beyond... Yeah. Beyond the safety of the outpost. And somewhere out here, lost to time, buried beneath sand and rock and something else, there's a sign, and it reads, "Welcome to Gloria, the champion city of progress." Something flickers, buzzes, grinds, ticks. The city may be dead, but the ruins are not. Let's cut to a calmer moment, a quieter moment. You're all not that far from Copper Trail, which is your home outpost, and you've all stopped to catch your breath. The odd creeping sense of pursuit no longer tingles the back of your neck and spine. It's not quiet, per se. Now, how many of you is it your first time out here in the wastes?
Is it just me?
It's just you! Argo. Well, the others of you are keenly aware and know the sounds of the wastelands, particularly you, Locklear, and you, Atlas. Argo, this is the first time you're hearing the sounds of what lies beyond the safety of your home outpost. The creaks, the howling, the groanings. It's not just wind or dust. There's something distinctly inorganic about it. The earth trembles sometimes, and if you press your ear close to the ground near some of those deep cracks, you swear it gets louder. Now, Grace has sent you all with some supplies, as she usually does. She sends you with 2 aid packs, which can heal non-corrupted damage, and she also sent you with a range roster that will help you on your mission. She has sent you all to retrieve an item known as the Nexus. Its rumored location is to be deep in the ruins of the old world city, Gloria, a city that has been lost for centuries. It no longer exists to most people. It is not on the skyline like it used to be, but there are stories, and some of you are more familiar with those stories than others. What would you like to do?
Does anyone know who was just following us? What? I've never been out here. I don't know what that was. Oh, people like shooting at people. Don't worry too much about it, hon.
Just stick close to us, and it'll be okay. As long as you don't touch anything that you don't know what it is.
In fact, don't touch anything. Period.
Oh, yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Yeah. All right. That sounds like a plan.
You're gonna be just fine.
All right. Does it always make this noise? Is that...
That's normal. That's been around since the creation of the New West.
Fascinating. It's almost like if it stops being creepy for like 2 seconds, it's almost kind of nice because it's just like a constant noise. So then you don't have to be quiet, just silent.
I'm sorry, Miss Gardenia, have you been here before?
Oh yeah, I spent a good amount of my childhood here.
So it's just you that's never been outside the wall?
I mean, I've been with Grace for, well, almost my whole life, so yeah. Yeah.
All right, well, it's all right. You'll figure it out.
Do not touch anything.
Okay. All right.
It's interesting advice. Isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Sure is.
Which one of you is handling the range roster?
Yeah, probably hand it over to Miss Gardenia.
I'm the only one who won't lose it.
And she can't read.
I thought you were saying I couldn't read, Locke. Can't say things like that. Gonna make me seem like a spoiled peach.
On the range roster, it lets you know the object of retrieval that you've been contracted to find, the rumored location, and the nearest outpost, which for you guys is Rustwater Station.
Sounds lovely.
And does that station have the Ludonite if we get hurt?
You are unsure. Interestingly enough, Atlas, that name rings somewhat of a bell for you, that outpost. It is heavily controlled by the Rest Watch, which is the militia group that tends to have a presence in most of the outposts. This one in particular. It sets your teeth on edge.
Fantastic.
All right. Well, we are getting real close to Gloria, if I'm thinking correctly. But should we regroup? Should we do a little dance before we go in? Just get a little energy going.
Well, going in, I mean, we're basically upon it, Miss Gardenia. There ain't going in. It's underneath us now.
Well, yeah, but thresholds are fun if you want them to be.
It's interesting you use the words underneath, because Grace has told you all that that is exactly where the ruins lie. No longer on the surface, sucked beneath the sand and the open air. In fact, the only way to access it is a very thin spire that is the only thing left sticking up out of the sand, which is what you all are currently looking for, yes? That thin, needle-like point.
Can we see it? Is it? Are we upon that spire? We see it, or is
You can hunt around for sure. It's. She told you that you'll know when the sun glints off of it. So, the sun is coming down heavily. There is no shade, no real place to rest. There's lots of rocky outcroppings.
Do we just want to hunt for it, or wait for the sun to go down a little bit and see if maybe we can get a she said it glinted off of it or something?
Well, why don't we do a little bit of searching? Because then maybe we'll find it a little faster than waiting for good old Mr. Sun to do all the work for us.
Point.
Locke, you're good at finding stuff.
I know the way.
Thank you.
Locklear, you walk with a very specific purpose. Do you let them know your purpose?
The only purpose I have to be out here is to follow the mission as it was given. I do my job, and I deliver.
And deliver you will. You guys do see, as you start to sort of scan the horizon, you do see the edge of the outpost. It is close. It's close enough for you guys to get to if you need. And you do see a very needle-like spire known as the Glorian Spindle. It is thin, slender, and it rises up out of the sand like it wants to touch the sky.
Was the outpost that we see the Rustwater Station? It's not the one that we came from?
Yes.
Okay.
You all came from Copper Trail. You've journeyed several days to this location. And this is the first outpost you've encountered since leaving your home.
I would like to state that no matter how much dust she's been in, Gardenia still looks perfect.
Well, that doesn't surprise me at all. Doesn't.
How are you doing that?
It's called color blocking.
Yeah, you know, there's certain tips and tricks you learn growing up in a saloon. You know,
I did too.
As one of the girls. As one of the girls that is one of the girls.
How come you never became one of the girls?
Oh, that's...
Because she can't read.
Where did you get that from? I can read. I can read.
But you didn't sound super sure about that.
We'll talk about that later.
You can,
I can read.
I believe that you can read.
I don't know where he got that from. I just that wasn't my gig. I'm better with the distraction and then taking things from other people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what Grace needed at the time. So I was able to give her that.
It's fair.
Onwards to Glinty Needleman.
The Glorian Spindle?
Yeah, whatever.
Yes, the glinty needleman.
Is that something we could touch?
Well, it's hot glass that's been stewing in the sun. So no.
Well, maybe you could touch it.
There's already a way in.
Oh.
And you know where it is.
I know lots of things.
Have you been here before?
I don't need to answer that question.
All right.
Secretive.
Atlas, you have known Locklear only by adjacency. This is a relatively new unit that has been put together. And even still, there seems to be an added agitation here for Locklear. You note it.
I ain't gonna pick fights where we don't need them.
Well, if there's agitation, I'm
Cute enough.
I'm gonna pull Locke to the side. Locky, talk to me.
We don't need to be here.
Well, we do technically need to be here for the job, but if you're feeling something worrying, just tell me about it. When was the last time you were here, Locke?
Before we met. That's when.
Okay.
This is not a place to return to. It's a place to leave behind.
Okay.
Interesting that you are returning, Locklear.
I don't have a choice. We all come home sooner or later. Hazel will be on my terms.
Interesting.
And you press onwards. Are you pressing towards the spindle or towards the outpost?
Well, we
We want to avoid the outpost. kind of, maybe a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, unless we gotta get things from there, but we got everything right now, so.
I don't like those wristwatch folks.
Oh, they're pricks.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you for saying that. Real nasty, nasty folks. You know, one of them came in, didn't tip me.
Rude. Well, you should have told me. I would have. And then
Killed them.
Yeah, but he was rude. I don't want you to have to deal with him. I didn't know.
I deal with so many rude people. Are you kidding me?
No, but he was like rude.
And if you kill them, you get 10 more coming after you. They're like,
Kill them all.
it's a lot of people to kill.
It
I
is.
think it's boring after a while.
That's all right.
Locklear, do you remember how to access the ruins?
All I need to do is ask to be let in.
And are we right there?
You've approached it.
I think as I stick my hand out, these sort of like silvery liquid, almost like nerve endings, sort of. And just by touching the surface, I think that's all the contact I want right now.
What does it feel like?
There's a door in the back of my head, and I keep it closed. And right now, I'm going to open it just a crack. Just enough to see through. And that's all it needs to open.
And then I retract.
Upon contact, you all watch as the light that was previously glinting off the needlepoint edge get brighter. And you feel the sands and the earth shift beneath your feet. And almost like a whirlpool opens up of sand. And for a moment you're afraid that you will all be sucked in and sucked down. But instead you see a rocky passageway leading beneath the dunes.
I don't like
Solid
it.
ground to be underneath.
I don't.
That'd be a bad time if anyone's claustrophobic.
Oh, that's fine. It's fine. No, I'm a grown woman. I'm a grown woman. I am a grown woman.
I ain't saying nothing, Miss Gardenia.
No, we got this. We got this. We're gonna go in there. We're gonna walk in this awful, horrible tunnel, and we're gonna be so good. And we're gonna get this thingy.
Is it dark?
It is very dark.
Flashlight.
My arm.
You darling.
Take out my flashlight. See if I can see anything just in the entryway. How's that?
It looks rocky.
Alright, Locke, you seem to know this place. You want to take first?
Fine.
Follow up on the back?
Keep your shoulders tight. Do not be bigger than you need to be.
Good thing I'm small.
It's hard for me. I have white shoulders.
And I walk in.
I'll go behind him. I'll stay in the center.
I go behind her.
And you begin the plunge down into the earth, into nothingness. It is dark ahead, and you leave the light behind as you go deeper into what is effectively the unknown for all of you, except one. Locklear, that sense that you get when you're around anything corrupted is strong.
It's changed since I was last here.
In a good way or a bad way?
I don't know yet.
You feeling okay?
Don't let anything follow us.
I got the back.
Ominous words from an ominous person.
He just looks like that. He's a big teddy bear.
And you descend into the darkness with just Argo's flashlight to guide you.
Did you bring extra batteries?
Yeah, I also have a lighter, so we need fire.
All right.
I brought that this time, so I didn't have to use my soldering iron.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I brought an actual lighter.
That's good.
And matches. I was prepared.
You
this
came
time.
prepared.
I came prepared for fire.
You know what? For your first time, you're prepared.
You know, that's all I can do. Smell like anything? Is it?
It smells metallic. You know when you get your cheek bitten or your lip bitten and that taste of iron fills your mouth? It's like that. It's not a comforting taste or smell.
This is death.
Great.
Does it feel like there's corruption like on the walls, just like everywhere? Or does it feel like it's more the part?
Do you touch it?
Do not.
I'm gonna stand closer to the wall, but not touch it.
The walls look like rock. Are you specifically looking for something?
I'm looking to see if it feels familiar.
And how are you looking?
I'm waiting for a feeling to tingle.
And roll with stance for me.
First roll.
First roll. You got this.
Good. 4.
It's dice trays, man.
You get close enough to the wall, almost like you're drawn to it, Gardenia. Almost like you want to touch it, like you want to be there. You are in the right place, Gardenia. You are home, aren't you?
I guess so. It feels...
Touch the wall.
Touch the wall. Oh, is this in order? Okay. Oh my god.
Stop.
Flip a coin, my love.
Why is it then when I say don't touch things, everybody wants to touch
But not
things?
even me you have to worry about.
That literally landed. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm gonna.
Flip again.
Head.
That is internal. You have received internal corruption. What does it feel like? This is a feeling that you have felt once before in the last 48 hours, Gardenia. Why are you so drawn to the corruption?
That's such a good question. It feels familiar. It feels, in a way, like a steady place. Like something that makes sense.
And you put your full hand on the wall.
Stop touching things.
It's warm. What does it feel like? What are you thinking about?
It feels like when I'm touching it, that feeling of when you drink a hot drink and it starts one place and it finishes in another.
Yeah.
It starts here and it travels.
That place was already warm, though. Wasn't it? Interesting. Roll a d4 for me.
2.
Gardenia has 2 days before this becomes permanent. How does the internal corruption manifest in you?
Her left eye is no longer functional.
The eye. Gardenia has beautiful eyes. You've all seen her use them quite well in a room, batting them at people. It goes cloudy. Almost like you've dropped a few drops of milk into a beautiful hazel cup of coffee. And it clouds over, and Gardenia is blind in one eye.
Ma'am, what part of do not touch nothing did you miss?
It was... You're not gonna believe me, but it felt like it was calling me.
That's kind of how it works.
That's not good. Again?
I don't know. Well, the last time that was not as much my fault.
Look, what is going on with your eye?
It's fine. It's just an eye.
Who needs him? No. Oh, a lot of people, Miss Gardenia.
Ugh. Listen, and she's gonna go in to grab your shoulder, but her depth perception's gone, so it's gonna go right past you.
Ma'am. Do not touch nothing.
Don't touch nothing. Don't touch nothing. Don't touch.
I thought I had to worry about the one that hadn't been here before.
I'm sorry. I didn't think it was gonna. I didn't think it was gonna.
We can't lose you.
Not so soon, at least.
No, period. No,
Stop
we're all
me.
coming back.
Trying to bring some humor to a scary situation.
It's okay, Locke. I knew that.
When you bring humor, it just makes it more scary.
It's okay. I'll just gotta keep eye on the prize.
Hold her hand or something.
Yeah, she doesn't have depth perception anymore. She can't tell when she's close to a wall.
Arms on her shoulders as she walks in front of me.
And you continue to descend, with Gardenia confirming that although it looks like rock, there's something underneath it. And you're not sure how much of it is organic or inorganic, but you don't trust it. And it doesn't trust you.
It shouldn't.
The hallway eventually opens up, and you see a cavern that has been carved like a protective dome of this rock foundation. And it is dark, but you see random flickers, almost like electricity, tss, 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 glitching in the darkness. In fact, as you guys stumble out into this darkness, there's something on its side. It's like a piece of scrap metal. And who is in front? Locke, as you step close, it seems to activate some sort of motion sensor. And a holograph, an old holograph, flickers to life. It's mostly busted. You can't even really see or hear what it was saying before. It looks like a person. And it is perhaps a broadcast of some sort. Someone at a podium. The clothes are from a different era. Sleek, shiny, futuristic. The yellow and blue light that makes up the holograph glitches every once in a while, distorts in a weird way. And it just seems to be playing on a loop, activated by your footsteps.
Smash it.
No. Is there any sort of sound coming out of it before he does that?
Just,
All right.
roll with hostile.
Solid.
What is that one?
6.
Great. An 11.
An 11. You smash it to dust. How does it feel? You're back. You're here.
I'm the one who made it out. And the rest of these fools. It's not their time anymore.
I could have used that for something. Like I could
It would
have made that
only
into
bring you trouble. There's nothing here worth saving.
I guess it'll cost you an eye. Too soon.
honey.
Oh, darling.
But like I could have turned that into something else. I could have used that. I mean, who are these people? Like, why was he dressed like that?
It was the fashion. They looked like idiots.
You know this?
Well, you can guess that based on the context.
I could have gotten more context if I could have just looked at it for longer than 2 seconds.
A lot of the things out here ain't the fashion and the things that we've got inside the outpost. It's from a world well before our years.
That you know a lot about, apparently.
I'm educated. Let's keep moving.
Great. Lovely.
You press on, and now as your eyes start to adjust to the dim light sources that are here, and holographs, old tech, anything here is inorganic light. There is no sunlight, there is no access to anything higher than what you see right above you, which is rock, cavern. Gardenia, you know there is no way that is rock. But it looks like rock.
I'm not gonna touch it.
Well, that was
A wise decision made slightly too late.
You know what? You know how hard it is to be a woman in these days and ages. It's a real pain.
Indeed. And you guys do see structures, ruins of a world before yours. It is sleek, silver. No wood. It is primarily metal and other man-made materials. Some buildings are on their sides, others are broken. Some are just crumbled frames or metal that has been stripped off the sides and now just a skeleton of framework remains. But you do see beneath you footsteps or tracks of some sort that lead further into this cavern of ruins. And as you start to walk around, you realize this was once a city. There were people here that lived and worked in these buildings. There were families, there were jobs, there were people who are gone. And in fact, one of the first major buildings that you guys can see, that you come across, is a large amphitheater, or the skeleton of one, with seats and what looks like a circular pitch for something, performance, sport, game. You're unsure, but you do see the familiar shape of an outdoor style amphitheater, an old Colosseum.
What did they used to do here? Watch people?
An old sport called baseball. It was ridiculous.
But what if they also probably used it for music, for dance, for, I don't know, actors?
They wouldn't know.
Must have been fun. I would have liked that.
In front of people? That sounds terrifying.
No, it's fun. You get to go up and do a little something, make people smile. Come on. Can't you imagine it? Can I get on stage and not get straight up just covered in
You approach, there's an entrance. You don't think it was the original door, but there seems to be a hole that you can go into the center area. You don't feel the same calling that you did in the chamber, but you climb up on the stage, and in fact, as you stand there, 2 other old and discontinued holographs flicker to life, and the stadium is bathed in a gold wash of people in seats and on stage. And it is music, and it is dancing, and it's a little tinny. It hasn't been used in a very long time.
Gardenia watches it fondly. I get it now. You want to come up and dance?
No.
Come on.
In front of people? No way.
They're not real people, though.
I preferred to hide in the back.
You want to dance? You want to dance?
We have time for this.
Fine. We'll get to the point.
when we finish, we can come back.
Promise?
I promise.
We also have to get her some...
Yeah, well,
Yeah, we got time, I can tell.
You got 2 days.
Well, yeah, but like... That's a lot of days.
We'll
You know what you can do in 2 days? A lot. The guy once booked me for 2 days.
Oh my god.
Awful. Would not recommend.
Good lord.
You'll dry up.
Okay. Thanks for that, Locke.
I did not need to hear that.
No, sometimes, I did it. I said it. I started it. I must take accountability and move onwards.
I'm only stating the obvious.
Okay. Okay, Locke.
All right. I'm learning so much about y'all.
Pretty though.
Things that...
It would have been nice to be somewhere like this and not constantly be worried about, your own life being taken away from you. And just be able to live, experience things.
It wouldn't have been any different.
I mean, before the, all the live wire stuff came around, it was at least not deadly to be around here.
Let's keep moving.
And you press forward. You travel for a couple hours, and as you do, you realize just how massive this city must have been. You can picture the way the spires must have looked before they were rusted and corroded, how it must have felt to weave between the city streets. There was a massive population here. It's getting to the point where you would reach the end of a day, and you start to wonder whether you are camping out down here or returning to the surface.
I mean, I don't want to stay down here, but I think we have to.
We're so far in already, but we gotta keep track of time for you and whatever's going on with your eye.
Worst comes to worst, I'm blind in one eye.
That's not... You don't need to ruin a pretty face if you can
It's
fix
not how
it.
you have 2 livers and you can get rid of one of them.
You don't have 2 livers, ma'am. You got
what's it again?
kidneys.
Kidneys.
Or lungs.
No, you need both of them too, I think.
you need both. I know that you need both lungs. I'm not that stupid.
Can I fashion some sort of stopwatch situation that will count down so I know I can keep track of time?
Yeah.
For
How do you want to do this? What are you carrying on your person?
Oh, I've got all sorts of bits and bobs on me already that I just am taking apart, like an old watch that, I probably have somewhere stashed on me. I'll take apart an old watch and a belt of some sort, get the metal from that, and just fashion some sort of, stopwatch situation. I can kind of count down.
Roll with stance for me.
All right. What is my stance? Oh, okay. Oh wait, no, I need 2 of these.
Yeah. Count the first one.
You're not gonna count the first one. Shoot, that's not good. That's 3.
That's a 3.
I'm distracted.
In fact, not only are you distracted, but all of this down here is forcing you to think. And you like to move, you like to be busy, so you don't have to think, is that right? Mm-hmm. And you think back to who taught you to make these. Who taught you? When?
My grandfather. When I was growing up.
What was he like?
The best person I know. He was kind and sweet and gentle, and he taught me everything I know.
And that afternoon, the sun was kind of setting in the outpost. You guys were sitting on his porch. He has a nice little home, sort of near the center of Copper Trail, where it's safest and where it feels the most like home for you. It was close to the Pearl Summit, where your parents were working. And he sat you down on the porch and taught you it was incredibly important to have this piece. And it was a small spring, just went into the back of the watch. And as you're looking and remembering you don't have one, and you're unable to create such a device at the moment, you might be able to grab that piece up on the surface.
Okay. But we're just gonna have to keep track of. I don't have the piece I need, but we'll just keep track of time for you.
Don't worry about me.
Argo, I want you to take a condition from me.
And
I want you to take the condition lonely. Because here beneath the surface of the sand, with people you barely know, you're so far from everyone you grew up with, everyone who loves you. And you're feeling alone.
and guilty.
And guilty.
Shouldn't have been stealing things all the time.
Well, listen. It was shiny. It was a big sign, and I wanted it.
And I didn't get it.
That's okay.
Oh,
Doug,
yes,
chapter.
you a sign.
Where are you resting for the evening? Your legs are beginning to tire. Your eyes are getting heavy.
It's not so loud in here if we want to stay here in the theater.
Away from the walls.
Yes, please. I don't, like, no, don't worry about me at all, but, like,
I think we are worried about you.
it's a little, I don't know, it's loud.
Well, let's stay in the amphitheater then. It's quieter there. Should we take watch
Absolutely.
throughout the night?
Yeah. Who wants to be first watch?
Mark?
I'll do it.
Okay.
Do I need to sleep?
That is a question for you, my good sir. Do you sleep?
I think he tries not to.
But does that still mean you need sleep?
Not anymore.
Okay.
So you all rest. Where in the amphitheater are you sleeping? Are you on the stage?
Probably in the chairs.
I don't want to be too out in the open.
In the chairs?
Sheltered a little bit.
Sure.
And it's like
Together.
It's like one of those ones that goes.
It is.
Keep wiggling to the
And it is incredibly rusted over.
Ugh.
It is not the most comfortable night you have all spent. You keep hearing noises. Locklear, as you sit in the quiet, what are you thinking about?
I am envisioning that door again. And I'm making sure that when I opened it just a little bit, I was able to shut it again. And that I am aware of everything happening inside of my body and my mind. 100%.
You tap into all these places that you are very aware of in your body. You can feel every joint. You can feel every pulse of a vein. You're very in tune. You're checking in. You're making sure there's no new foreign presence. And at the moment, you don't detect anything. There is an urge pulling you deeper into this city to find, to help. And as that word comes into your brain, help, you glance over to the side, and there on one of the walls that remains intact, it's mostly cement now, you see that there is that word written in the side. Help.
I turn away.
And your eyes immediately fall on help written again on the other opposite wall. Now that you're looking for it, that word is written over and over inside the amphitheater. On every wall, under every chair, it has been marked on every surface. Help.
You are not allowed to talk to me anymore. You stay far away. We're done here.
Does this wake anyone up?
You're not sure. You don't hear anything. but you're not sure if you're saying this out loud or if it's in your own mind. You spend a lot of time there, and it is very loud. And you're not sure how much of that is external or internal. The night passes. You hear the usual of energy. And you feel the presence of something, but you don't see anything. And you're not sure if that's better or worse. And you all come to after a restless sleep. Did anyone dream? Gardenia, what did you dream about?
The same dream she always has. Almost empty house that smells like rotten meat.
You wake up with that smell in your nose, and for a moment, it feels like you were there. Yeah. Anyone else?
Black.
Dreamless. You all come to? Gardenia, you have 1 day left before that becomes permanent.
Nice. Honestly, if we want to finish this first in here, then go up and see if they happen to have anything, it's just we're already all the way in here. I don't want us to trek all the way back up.
I don't want you to lose your vision in your eye. Like,
Oh.
I mean, you tried to touch me and you missed.
that might be an issue. For like future employment, that might be an issue.
Oh. Well, it's one way to put it. If anything, it can just be a quick trip back up. If they don't have it, then, you know, there's nothing we can do. But as long as you don't touch anything anymore.
I won't touch anything. Pure focus. I'm sharp like a knife.
All right. Is that the only way back up and down? So
Yes.
we'd have to backtrack and go back up.
You can do that pretty easily.
Okay.
It is. It
we're not-
wasn't you were a few hours in, but it wasn't enough of a trek that you would be unsure of how to find your way. And there are tracks along. There seems to have been a path carved out. You are not the first people down here.
I'm not sure it took us a day to get here. Like, I think
We're gonna run out of time if we don't go back.
That's the right answer.
Let's turn around. Head back up.
Yeah.
Oh, sunshine will feel nice.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know, it's kind of nice and less hot down here.
Do you like the musty feeling?
It's better than like the direct sunlight always on you at all times. Like, desert.
You can go under an awning.
True. I don't like the surrounded feeling though.
Well, fresh air will do us good. We can clear our heads and then we can head back down when we're all cleared of the things that we've come upon.
Sounds like a plan.
And you guys return to the surface. It is like a breath of fresh air, and you didn't realize how heavy and how metallic it felt down there until you breathe clear for the first time. And you all stand and take several gulps of air once you reach the surface.
I take it back. This is so much better.
I told you.
You were right. I'll never question you again. So much better.
Probably for the best.
Just needed to scare her a little bit. And she would start listening.
I'll learn my lesson eventually. To the outpost?
Yep. To the rust
Water.
water. Rust water.
And it is quite close. It is a 5-minute walk, maybe.
Oh, really
It
close.
is set up coincidentally close to the entrance to the spire.
Suspicious.
And you all make your way over to the entrance of the Rustwater Station. It is not as big as the Copper Trail Outpost. You guys are used to this massive gate that the Rustwatch usually guards and has, people to let you in and out, check your travel papers, make sure that you are all cleared to be able to enter the safe space of the outpost. And as you guys approach, you see that it is almost double the number of Rustwatch soldiers out front.
Don't say nothing that's gonna give us away.
They have guns and blasters trained on you.
Hi, fellas.
They do not put the guns down.
How rude.
State your purpose.
We're just popping in to get some supplies.
Travelers,
Yes, sir.
Gardenia, you were lying. Roll with mask.
Lion, strong word.
9.
9. He seems to at least believe that you're travelers that need supplies.
I mean, technically we are.
All entries into the Rustwater Station must declare any and all corruption before entering.
Don't say nothing.
All good, babe. My hair is gonna be retcon. I have a very sexy little emo girl swoop across my eye.
Sometimes people are just blind in one eye. It doesn't need to be about corruption.
You gonna be ableist? Oh.
Dust can do that.
Yeah.
Locklear.
Oh.
I was born like this.
Yeah. Could be racist too. I don't know if that was the right term, but metal.
That arm.
Was with me when I came out of the womb.
He's lying. I made it for him. It's just a fun contraption I made. I'm a tinkerer. I make mechanics and stuff, so I made that for him.
It's your turn. Roll with mask.
Okay. 7. Minus 1. 7.
Can he take it off?
It's incredibly disgusting.
He keeps it on. It's kind of his thing.
If you make me take it off, I will derive sexual pleasure from it and make everyone uncomfortable.
Oh.
See what you did? I didn't need to hear that.
We are gonna scan each of you for any signs of corrupted approach. You all walk closer. And the first thing you see is the Rustwatch soldier who's talking to you all has corruption lacing the beard. He seems polite. Welcome to the Rustwatch Station. We get a lot of travelers out here with some form or another of corruption. This is a safe space for it.
Oh.
Well, in that case.
How can I know that this person told the truth?
You, Gardenia, are very good at reading people, and you are quite intelligent and have a lot of ability to see past people's bluff, and there's a genuineness about it. And you realize, the proximity to these ruins. Likely there are a lot of travelers that pass through with some form of corruption, and usually that would prevent you from passing through outposts. And Locklear, you have been denied at many gates because of the way you look. And this is the first one that has been opened for you.
In that case, I'm gonna very quietly, making sure no one else is paying attention, go to this kind man. I'm gonna just lift my hair up a little bit and show my eye.
He nods, marks it down. You guys have been marked down for you were corrupted. And they do mark down that you're corrupted.
Fine.
Thank you very much.
And you are allowed into the Rustwater Station. And that is where we will pick up next episode.
We have yet to escape.
I did not like the help.
No.
Give me the shivers.
Gardenia, you got corrupted.
Again.
I know! Thank you for watching. Be sure to tune in for our second episode of Breached. Stay safe, stay alert,